NGP. We've got John Brennan and John here to show us 3 big new NGP games that were on display yesterday at the press conference. We've got Uncharted, we've got Mod Nation Racers, and Sound Shapes, which I can't wait to check out as well. Very cool game that you may not have heard of, but it's going to be a big one. But let's start with Uncharted. Now, this is a brand new game that you guys are doing at Bend, Sony. Now, this is a unique game starring Nathan Drake, and I saw this a few weeks ago, and what amazes me is that you guys have a full script, full voiceover, full cutscenes. I mean, this is a full-blown, unique, original Uncharted, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've worked really closely with Naughty Dog, trying to come up with a story and a script that was, true to the Uncharted universe. They let us use their mocap studios and their voiceover studios, and we got Nolan North back to play Nathan Drake. So we're pretty excited.
Awesome. Well, let's take a look here at some of the gameplay as we go through this here. Now, you've got Drake here, and you're using obviously both analog sticks.
Yes.
And you've got some interesting abilities with the touchscreen on the front and the back, right? To navigate around.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. So we wanted to, make sure we used the 2 sticks because that's what Uncharted players are used to.
Right.
But you can see that in development we began to play with the touchscreen, and we realized that you could actually just sort of paint edges and climb and guide Drake in a unique and interesting way.
Right. So as you go through this, obviously, Drake is on a new adventure. What is the story of this? Does it tie into Uncharted 2 or 3 or anything?
It takes place before Drake's fortune.
Okay.
And we wanted to tell a little bit of a story about how, what happened to Drake before you see him in Drake's fortune.
Right.
And I can't go into too much more detail about that.
Okay. We're going to see some familiar characters, obviously, from the series in there. Sully
yeah,
will be in there?
absolutely.
All right, so you'll see Sully, you'll see some other characters. Now, tell us about the gameplay on the NGP. Now with the 2 analogs, I mean, is it virtually identical in maps to the way you play it on PS3?
Pretty much, but for things like this, like where I want Drake to jump across this chasm, I can tilt the NGP, tilt the Vita, and that shows in the direction that he wants to go.
Do you have to always do that? Because I remember, first Uncharted, like there was always that moment where you had to move the 6-axis to throw the grenade, and they kind of pulled that out because they're sort of feature happy. Is this stuff optional? Some of this touch?
Some of it is, but what you'll find is that for things like the 6-axis, because the screen is right here on the controller, that tilting it becomes much more natural because you're actually keeping your eyes on what your hands are doing. So it works really well, we found.
Well, and the graphics are phenomenal. Anyone that's questioned the horsepower of this machine, you can clearly see on this that it's a full-blown original Uncharted experience. And you guys are planning to have this out when the system launches?
That's our goal, yeah. So, and it would have been impossible to pull off Uncharted without the power behind the Vita, because you can see we have all of Drake's animations, something like 3,000 animations that we got from Naughty Dog to keep it authentic to the look and feel of Drake. We couldn't have done that on any other handheld platform.
Well, it looks fantastic. Thank you so much for that look at Uncharted Golden Abyss, which will be coming out for the Vita, as it's now known. Now we're going to move on to Mod Nation Racers, which was a big game on PlayStation 3 from United Front Games. And now Sony in San Diego is doing a Vita version, right?
That's correct, San Diego Studio.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so tell us a bit about how this is different for NGP. Obviously, Mod Nation was known for its track creation system.
Right.
And you've got some really interesting abilities using touch to sort of create your own course, right?
Yeah, the main thing is we put creativity at your fingertips, and that's the main thing that we want to go for. And the best thing, one of the cool things about Track Studio is you can actually draw your track, and you can do it in seconds. So, so basically, I'm just, what you do, we have our draw mode, and literally in seconds, you will have your track.
Wow.
And the cool thing about this is it's a ground-up effort. We want to take full advantage of the features of the NGP. So one of the cool things that everybody was getting all geeked out about, and as we were when we were creating it, is using the back panel. And you can't do this with any other console. So basically, I'm just going to touch my fingers at the bottom, and the mountains are going to grow. And just nobody else can do that. And at the same time, you can touch the front, create a lake.
And build your tracks. One cool thing that I know about this one is all the content, the custom content that was created on the PS3 version is going to be accessible on the Vita version. Right?
That's correct. Day one, you're going to have 2+ million creations available to you. So you can download things that have been created on the PS3.
You can transfer things, as Kojima would say. Right?
Yeah, well, of course. So, I mean, that's what we wanted to do, is just give you the ability to put it in your pocket.
Right.
To have access to that many creations is astounding. Awesome. And we wouldn't be able to do that without the power of the NGP. Or the Vita.
Vita. Yeah, we're all getting used to saying Vita now. All right, well, it's very cool. That's Mod Nation. Now, Jonathan Mack, the creator of Everyday Shooter, which was one of my favorite games a couple of years ago, you've been in hiding up in Toronto for a while, working on something new. And I got to play this game at a pre-E3 event about a month ago, I guess, and was blown away by it. Why don't you tell us about your vision for this? And it's really a game you sort of have to hear, really, to understand as well. So turn up that volume, John, and tell us about Soundshape.
It's actually a collaboration between me and I Am Robot and Proud from Toronto. It's a musical platformer where there's actually no soundtrack. Instead, all the creatures and all the elements in the game create sound, and that's what creates the music in the game.
Right.
So what's cool is you can then go and make your own level. But because we've made this connection between gameplay and music, and just by making a level, you would have made a song. Or just by making a song, you would have made a level.
Can you maybe show us a level and how you sort of play this?
Yep. So, you know, classic platformer controls. You can try to talk and not die at the same time. You can stick to things. Oh, I died.
You died.
I'm sorry.
I love this because, I mean, you kind of create the beats of the song as you play through and collect these sort of little blue orbs.
Yeah. So we tried to, you know, really spend a long time with the gameplay and not just make, you know, like a musical game that's sort of musical but doesn't really play really well. So we spent a long time making sure that the platformer aspects are super tight.
And the other cool thing with this is you're able to build your own levels as well, right?
Yep. So let me get into that. So anyways, these things are making the sounds.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's cool that you can actually play it like that, but then you can also have the opportunity to kind of build your own levels for this.
So I can't hear it right now, but I think this will
We can hear you. I can hear it in my ear, so I think the people at home can hear.
Okay, so...
See how you can play without music, which I know is a little challenge.
So I have a bunch of notes I can put down. Those are those things I was picking up in the game, and it's low pitch to high pitch. Oh, thank you.
Wow.
You can just tap to place a note. You can multi-tap or multi-touch. Just clean this up a little bit. Just throw in a kick drum, I guess.
So you're composing here.
Yep.
You can be able to share these creations with other folks online as well?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Download.
So that's the cool part is you can like, in a second, make a level, and then post it online, have your friends try it. So here's my song.
I like that beat. It's a good theme song.
So I can use the back touch to resize and rotate.
You like it, Justine?
I do.
That's great.
You and Don Matrick could have a little dance to this,
Seriously.
right?
So when I want to play it, I just hit the play button and I'm in the game. I can play it right away.
Yeah, let's have
so
a quick playthrough.
That note is too far away, so I just...
Let's keep that going. Justine, we got some questions from Twitter.
Oh, we do. All right, so Randy O on Facebook wants to know about game prices. $29.99?
Wow, do you guys know anything on that?
I have no clue.
That was a Jack Tretton question probably we should have asked. All right.
All right, we got some more questions too. Is there a possibility to do something similar with the Vita that Nintendo was doing with the Wii U? You know, a little...
Oh, well, that's the idea. I guess, yeah, you could have Wii U, or the screen of PS Vita with PS3. I'm sure that's probably something that's possible. I don't know if these guys are working on it yet, but
Okay,
we'll
let's
have to wait.
see.
Ruin's doing something like that, where you can play Ruin on the PS3 and on the Vita, and they're cross-compatible.
That's pretty cool. Well, and also there's, you know, obviously a lot of cool opportunities, I think, with play across those systems, and even, you know, back with PSP and PS3, there was streaming layer and games like that. So we'll hopefully hear more about that, yeah.
Jordan H on Facebook wants to know, how much does it weigh? I think that's the biggest question for him.
Well, it actually is really light. That's one thing that, and these are these the final ones, or these are still,
close.
Yeah.
These are pretty close. So yeah, I don't know.
It weighs this much.
All right.
It weighs that much. That's what John says.
Very cool. All right. Anything else, Justine?
A lot of people just keep asking about like the weight. Another one on Twitter, someone says, I have small hands. How does it work well with people with small hands?
A bigger hands.
Yes, you guys.
I have the smallest hands, I guess, and it feels
How's it
fine
feel?
for me.
Yeah. They seem to work. Okay. Well, I got to say the lineup for Vita looks great. A lot of really cool games that are coming out across the sort of first-party studios, and lots of great third-party games as well. So hopefully you guys will have a good E3 with these titles, and then we'll see more of them, I'm sure, in the months ahead as we count down to the launch of the Vita coming out next year. And lucky that you guys get to walk around with these things freely. There got to be security around because this is a very hot hot commodity for you guys to be able to play this. So we had a great time yesterday at the press conference and got to see a lot of these games on display. So E3 has started in a big way with the PS Vita, and a great price on it too, $249 or $299 in the U.S. with the 3G. So it's always nice to hear a good price when you guys start developing these things. You never know where things are going to end up.
Oh, we're excited by that.
Yeah, it's actually going to make it accessible to a lot of folks. So
Yeah.
congratulations on the development of these games, and we look forward to hearing more about them in the months to come.